Hey guys, in this lesson we are going to use the example program to explain what is the basic Arduino programming framework. First, we go to our Arduino IDE, then we go to File, Example, Basic. You can see an example file called Blink. Click on the Blink example, it will open in a new sketch. Let us go through the IDE interface first. The top section of the interface is our toolbar. The first icon we see here is Verify button. It used to check our program whether have any programming error or not. Now we can click on it. The example program have no problems. You can see the IDE will show Done compiling in the message bar. Then let us look at the second icon. It is Upload button. This button used to upload our program to our Arduino Uno board. Before we want to upload the program, we must make sure the board is connected to our computer and the IDE has recognized the correct board. To do so, we need to go to the Tools, then go to the board. Make sure the correct board is selected. If not, choose the right board, Arduino Uno. We can click on it. The next thing we are going to do is the port. We have to make sure the correct port we are using. If you are using the original Arduino board, the IDE will auto-select, so there's no much problem. If you are using the compatible board, you have to go to your device manager to check which board you are using. Then come back to the Arduino IDE to connect with it. After all, we can upload the program to our Arduino Uno board. After finish upload, you can see a message Uploaded Done show at the IDE section. Now you can see the onboard LED is blinking continuously, non-stop. Most of the Arduino board have an onboard LED connected to the digital pin 13. Now let us look at the program we have in this example. In this program, it's all about to bring the LED on the pin 13. In Arduino program, we actually have two sections. Setup section. In this section is used to configure our program, like which pin we are going to use and what is the role for it. In this section, in this example, we write pin mode bracket LED underscore built-in, comma, output bracket, semicolon, which means we are going to use the LED built-in, aka pin 13, and it would be the output row. The wait setup bracket is a function of configure the program we are about to run. It can be a digital pin, also can be initiate the serial monitor or others kind of program function. The LED underscore built-in is a function in the Arduino programming. We can call out the digital pin 13 in this way, but in other way, we can write the number 13 into the pin mode function, like this: pin mode bracket number 13, comma, output, close bracket, semicolon. Remember the pin mode, the M is a capital, and then the output is all characters are capital. Because the Arduino programming language is a case-sensitive language, if we wrongly use the character form, it will come out a syntax error when we verify our program. The setup section runs once only, which means every time we start the Arduino board, the Arduino will read the setup first and done all the configuration we write in the setup section. Then Arduino will process to loop section. It will not come back to the setup anymore. Inside the loop section, we can see the first function we use in the loop is digital write LED built-in high. The wait loop bracket also is a function. This function is where we are going to write our main operation code. It will run again and again until we unplug the power supply. The digital write function is to control the 5V output supplied to the pin number 13. We also can write digital write open bracket 13, comma, high, close bracket, semicolon. In this example, it is turn on and off the LED built-in, aka pin 13 built-in LED, continuously non-stop. Then the next function we are going to use is delay 1000. This function is to freeze the Arduino processor, stop it, wait for the certain timing. In our example, the delay function will pause on the digital write bracket LED underscore built-in, comma high for 1000 milliseconds. Then the next function we are once again using the digital write, but this time we have a little bit different. The digital write LED underscore built-in low. The low means we switch the 5V supply to 0V supply, turn off the power supply to the digital pin 13. Then repeat the same function, delay 1000, pause the process for 1000 milliseconds. The program will repeat again and again until we unplug the main power supply for the Arduino board. This is why we can see the onboard LED is blinking every 1 second. In this lesson, we have learned the Arduino programming framework like setup and loop function. And then we learn pin mode function to set up the digital pin row and the digital pin location, such as digital pin 13, 12, 4 or 2. Digital write to turn on and off the power supply to the selected digital pins, and then the delay function to pause the function for the certain timing. That's all for this lesson. The next lesson we are going to learn the serial monitor.